Let's now move to one of the most common interview questions. Tell me about the challenge you face at work and how you handle it. You will hear this question in many different forms. Example, tell me about the difficult situation you face at work. Tell me about the problem you solve. Or describe the challenge in a project. But the intention behind all of them is the same. What the interviewer is actually checking when interviewer asks this question, they are not just interested in the problem itself. They are trying to understand three things: how you approach problem, how you behave under pressure, and whether you take ownership or blame other. In simple word, they want to know when things go wrong, how do you respond? Because in every job challenge are inevitable. Company want people who stay calm, think clearly, and take responsibility. The biggest mistake candidate make while answering this question, they spend 80% of their answer explaining the problem and only 20% explaining what they did. But the interviewer is not evaluating the problem here, they are evaluating your action. So, your answer should focus more on what you did to solve the situation. So, to structure this answer clearly, use the STAR framework. What does this STAR stand for? Like we discussed in previous videos as well. Situation: what was happening? Task: what was your responsibility? Action: what step did you take? R, result: what happened because of your action? And with the star, use L as well. Learning: what did you learn from the experience? Let's break this down. Step 1: situation. Start by briefly explain the context. Keep this short, just enough for the interviewer to understand the scenario. Example: in one of my previous project, we were working on a tight deadline to deliver a key project to the client. Remember, this part should be short and clear. Step 2: task. Now explain your responsibility in that situation. Example: my responsibility was to ensure the project stay on schedule and team could deliver the work on time. This step help interviewer understand your role in the situation. Step 3: action. This is the most important part. Now explain what you did, what you actually did, and focus on the decision you made. Step you took, and the communication you handled, and how you solved the issue. Example: to address the issue, I first review the remaining tasks and prioritize the most critical one. I then coordinate with the team to redistribute the responsibility based on each person's strength. I also maintain a regular update with the stakeholder to keep expectation aligned. Notice something important here. We focus on I did, I coordinate, I review. The interviewer want to hear your contribution. Step 4: result. Now explain the outcome. Example: as a result, we were able to complete the project on time and client was satisfied with the final delivery. So whenever possible, include a measurable result. For example, delivered before deadline, improve efficiency, increase client satisfaction. The result make your answer credible. And step 5: learning. Explain what you learn. This show the self awareness and the growth. For example, this experience taught me the importance of quickly reassigning the priority and maintaining the clear communication when challenge arise. The employer always value candidate who learn from the experience. So, key tip for this question: a strong answer always demonstrate three quality: ownership, problem solving, and learning mindset. Even if the situation was difficult, your answer should show how you handle it. And avoid story when where you only complain about other or blame your teammate. Focus on how you improve the situation. So, final takeaway: whenever you hear the question like, tell me about the challenge, or tell me about the problem you solve, tell me about the difficult situation, remember the structure: situation, task, action, result, and learning. This will help you deliver a clear, confident, and impactful answer. Now let's look at another example, another sample answer for this question. Tell me about the challenge you face at work and how you handle it. During one of my project, we were working on a tight deadline to deliver a key deliverable to the client. Midway through the project, one of my team member unexpectedly went on leave, which created a gap in workflow and increased pressure on the remaining team members. My responsibility to ensure that the project timeline was not affected. So, to address this situation, I first reassess the remaining task and prioritize the most critical one. I coordinated with the team to redistribute the responsibility based on everyone's strength and also took ownership of some additional tasks for myself. I also keep stakeholder informed about the progress to manage the expectation. As a result, we were able to complete the project on time without compromising the quality. This experience taught me the importance of staying calm under pressure and quickly reassigning the priority and maintaining clear communication with the team. Now, in this sample answer, first the candidate explained the situation. During one of my project, we were working on a tight deadline. This gave interviewer the context, but notice something important. The explanation is short and clear. The candidate didn't spend too much time describing the problem. Next come the task and the responsibility. My responsibility was to ensure that the project timeline was not affected. This is important because interviewer want to know what your role was in the situation, not just what happened. Now come the most important part, the action taken, right? To address the situation, I reassess the remaining task, prioritize the critical work, redistribute the responsibility, and communicate with the stakeholder. This part is powerful because it shows the problem solving, leadership, and communication ownership also. Notice how the candidate use action oriented language such as I reassess, I coordinate, I took ownership. Interviewer want to hear what you did, not just what the team did, right? Then candidate explain the result. We were able to complete the project on time without compromising the quality. Results are very important because they show the impact. So whenever possible, it is even better if you include number or measurable outcome. Finally, candidates share the learning. This experience taught me the importance of staying calm under pressure and maintain clear communication. This show the self-awareness and growth which employer value highly, right? Key takeaway for you, a strong answer always include five part. First, situation, what happened? Second, task, your responsibility. Third, action, what you did. Fourth, result, the outcome. Fifth, learning, what you gain from the experience. If you structure your answer this way, your response will sound clear, professional, and impactful in an interview.